You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, we're back. Episode 121 of WCB podcast. It's a different feel today. The Hawks are on TV, coming off a big victory. And all it took was playing Detroit. Let's go.
Hell yeah, baby. Let's go.
With me as always, Tanner. Tanner, what's up, bud?
Hey, how's it going? How you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah, you know. Hawks are playing. It's like I was saying before, it's weird. Because usually when the season starts, you don't get any of these like nice little afternoon matinee games until mid-season. But since it's like a weird year, it's like, all right, let's start it up right now. It feels good. Get to watch hockey on Sunday at noon.
Yeah, very awesome. And Hawks aren't surprisingly disappointing us so far. We could talk about it. We'll talk about it at that point.
Expectations are down here, bud.
But yeah, it's kind of like a lot has kind of happened and a lot hasn't really happened. I mean, there's been big news, like the news that comes out has been big news. So it feels like a lot's been going on, but it's still kind of like, all right, early hockey. But yeah, last time we were talking, we're getting ready for game 3 against Florida. And that wasn't pretty.
Nope.
What was that? The 5-2 game again?
Yeah. Hawks were trying to keep their streak up of allowing 5 goals against per game. This is Delia's second start in a row. I don't know. Did not look good. The team as a whole.
Yeah, I thought Delia getting a second start was maybe it was like you got the rust off that first one, so the second one he'd be coming out strong. Wasn't the case.
No, the team just thought like Puce was going to get his first point in that first period there, but Kaner decided to not drag his foot, and you're like, oh man, this doesn't feel good.
It sucks when they change the rules to offsides, and you guys still can't even do what the rule is.
Yeah, that's not fun. And then fucking Keith Yandel, who's not even supposed to fucking be there.
Goddamn Sonk Master.
Goes ahead and gets his 100th goal of his career. It's like, come on, man.
That was like, so looking into more after that happened, like the next day, I was kind of reading reports from like Dreger and all those guys, and they were saying that was all 100% on management or ownership that wanted to get him out of there. Q likes him, management likes him.
That's weird.
The team likes him. So Zito, the GM, actually pulled him aside and apologized for putting him in that situation.
I don't understand the reasoning behind like a GM trying to make the calls on who's going to be playing. You know, like
it wasn't the GM.
Or no, who was it? Who'd you say?
It was ownership.
Oh, the owner. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Same thing, like management, ownership, whatever. I'm just saying anybody besides the coach, like, it's like the weirdest thing to me. Like, I guess GM that's dumb because the GM actually pulls the trigger on trades and shit like that. So they do like shape the team. But like when it comes to playing time and who's on the team, like I feel like coach, right? Like you gotta go coach. Yeah. Like what? Right. Like why is the owner trying to like? What the fuck did the owner do? Or like did Yandel like sonk the owner and he's just like get this guy off my fucking team right now?
But I mean, he proved the owner wrong. I mean, goal the first game, goal the second game too.
Did he get a goal in the second game? I thought it was just 2 assists.
2 assists. Whatever. He fucking shut it up the owner's ass. Like,
yeah.
Look at me. Keeps the Iron Man streak alive.
Yeah, man. Good for him. Hawks fucking lose. I think it's just been like, ugh. And you really wanted the Hawks to get that one because it was Florida's first game. You just didn't know what to expect. And I think we just kind of felt like, oh yeah, that's right. it wasn't just Tampa was good. The Hawks were just bad.
Yeah, but that's like the most frustrating thing about it, because it really felt like everything was set up for the Hawks to win. Tampa's Tampa, so that was gonna be tough. But Florida's one of those teams that nobody really knows who the fuck they are. Like,
Right.
they don't have an identity. They're always like an up and down team. It's like
they're always a bubble team. Like they're possibly making the playoffs, or they're just out of it. Like
yeah.
they're never like just terrible, and they're never like really good.
So it felt like, I really felt like if the almost said the Cubs, I don't know why that. If the Hawks were gonna start winning, it was gonna be against Florida, at least that first game, and they just came out like it just looked like they didn't even care, like they didn't even want to be there.
Well, it was the same shit that happened. It was just be like they play pretty well, and then they give up a goal, and then it's like, oh, like super fucking deflated. So they just give up a couple more. And you're like, just stop doing that. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And then get a nice day off, and then Tuesday they come out again, and the Hawks get another penalty.
First start. What'd you say?
Hawks get another penalty.
Oh yeah, we're watching the game right now. Second period just started. Div camp. There we go, baby.
So that's come out, looked a little bit better, I thought.
Yeah, no, they definitely came out much better on Tuesday than they did on Sunday.
Great, yeah, 2 assists for Yandel that game. My bad.
Wait, the issue again on Tuesday was they got scored on, and then got scored on again, and it's just kind of like, stop giving up after you give up a goal.
It's like, yeah, you could tell how deflated the team looks. They left that one goal, and it's like, all right, well, game over. Like,
yeah, and I don't know. It's like they don't have like a short-term memory, like they can't just let it go. Also, fucking Tyler Bertuzzi just scored.
Easy pat.
Fuck, that's fine. But all right, so good things about Tuesday though.
Lankinen makes his NHL debut.
Yes, absolutely. Lankinen makes his NHL debut. Kubalik fucking just starts clapping bombs on the power play and puts his first 2 home for the season. Hawks actually showed some fight after they Kubalik's second goal, and Kaner fucking ties the game up with a sick fucking backhand.
Does anybody in the league have more goals from that area of the ice?
No, I don't think so. That's Kaner's like bread and butter there. Like if he's coming down the right side and he's got a step on you slightly, like heading towards the near post of the goal, like he's gonna fucking roof it backhand. And like for whatever reason, I don't understand why goalies are always like on a knee at that point. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like he's got it on his backhand. Why are you down right now? Like, I don't know. It's fucking weird. But then also a good thing that happened was Kurashev got his first goal in the third period with a little wrister when he crosses the blue line and just beats Bobrovsky like, right in his mitten out. And I was like, holy shit, the Hawks are going to win this game. But then they fucking give up a goal in like less than 2 minutes later.
It was a minute and
11 seconds. Yeah.
Power play goal too. They let up.
Yeah, seriously. And these fucking, it seems like they're taking these penalties at the worst time. Always. Oh yeah. So like the other thing too that I was keeping track of was a Sunday they took 4 penalties. Tuesday they took 4 penalties. And Friday they took 5 penalties. It's like, just stay out of the box. Like, what is going on? Where's the discipline here?
They don't need discipline, man. They're a bottom team. They got to show the grit. They got to play dirty hockey. They got to, let people know they're there.
Yeah, but they don't have like gritty players. Like, you got these skilled young kids. And then overtime was just a mess.
I don't even remember overtime.
Overtime was like some back and forth. Like Lankinen made 6 saves and kept them in it. And then they just like let Frank Vetrano sit back door. And I think Keith was out there just like standing in the middle of the fucking front of the net.
Oh yeah, it was like a Keith, like, what the hell are you doing? Play, right?
Oh wow, baby. Oh no, how did you miss that? Shit. Sorry. Holy fuck. Oh god. Hilarious. Okay. Oh, oh my god. How are they hilarious. I don't even know who that was. I was looking at stats and I flipped over to the Hawks game and
This is gonna be fun. We're calling this. Okay, I'm already got the
oh
name.
my god.
Distraction, the
Yeah.
sequel. This is our second episode in the show history where there's hockey going on while we're recording and we're just distracted by it.
Yeah, right. So I mean, what was it? Tuesday. Anything else for Tuesday after that OT loss?
I know they let up 5 goals again.
Yeah, that's another one. Who's
The difference,
keeping the streak alive.
yeah, the difference with them letting up 5 goals this time though. Oh, Kaner, sorry. They weren't from I remember, they weren't like easy goals let up. Like they were legitimate goals that beat Lankinen. I felt Lankinen put himself, like, the reason that it was only 5 goals let up was because of Lankinen. I felt like the way Delia and Subban were, what they showed the first couple games, it could have been a lot worse, the score.
Yeah.
So it was good kind of seeing, yeah, it was a loss. You would have liked him to get a win this first game, but it was, you kind of see a little confidence as the game went on, kind of building with Lankinen.
Yeah, he looked pretty good, and I guess that's one of the good things about like this year is like having the ability to just give these guys each ice time, and like we said, you just really hope that one of them would run away with it and like take control, and so like you got to see each one got to see at least a game, and then they evaluated it and saw that Lankinen played pretty well, even though everybody gave up 5 goals. Lankinen technically didn't have a 5 goals against average because his game went into overtime. So he was at like a 5 point or 4.9 or some shit like that. So they're like, yeah, Lankinen, you're going to get the start against Detroit.
You're the guy.
Yeah. He's the guy with the good goals against average. And so Friday, Lankinen, boom, gets his start. First one at home, get that crowd going, get everybody behind the boys. I honestly, like, I would love to be at a game just to see like the weird crowd noise with like an empty arena, especially like during the national anthem.
Right. Like I'm very curious how they played it in the arena too, because Carter, you suck. Because the way they showed it like on TV it was a pre-recorded thing with Jim Cornelison, and then at first they didn't have any crowd noise, and I was like, what the fuck? How do you not put crowd noise in? And then they cut it to like slow build up, and they did like home videos of people like cheering.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's how they did it at the arena too. Like,
yeah, right. Like
it was, and they paid like the most awkward people to put into that little montage too. Like it just was like,
I'm pretty glad I didn't watch
I don't
that.
know how to clap, like, and look at the camera and like, cheer. Like it was so bizarre.
Hey man, people are weird. I don't know what to tell you.
Kind of go what you're saying though. Like I was listening to another podcast and they were talking to Christian Yelich, and they were asking him about like, the pipe in sound at the ballpark kind of thing, and like, does it affect you at all? And he goes, dude, it is so weird. He goes, they played 60 games. He goes, it took game 55 for me to get used to it.
That's really funny.
Like
I just can't imagine it. Just like if you're gonna do the audio for the sake of the players, is that what it is, or is it for the fans? Because like it just do it on the broadcast instead of actually at the arena. It's weird.
You got to feel like it's such a hard way to get these guys going too, because part of their adrenaline is, feeding off the fans and feeding off like the environment of the building and stuff like that too. So not having that, even if it's piped in, I still don't think that's the same.
No, yeah, exactly. Like I feel like it would feel like an exhibition game or like a practice game, like, it's weird. Anyway, Friday, Hawks get that dub against Detroit. They recorded their 5th game in a row as well with a power play goal, which was that when they tied like their first time since like 93, 94?
I think that was today.
Okay.
Yeah. So, speaking of their power play right now, so going into today's game, they had a 41.2% power play percentage, which is third in the league, which is a nice improvement from last year where they were 28th in the league in their power play.
Right. And we're only we're not that many games in, but like if the power play's clicking every single game so far, I mean, that's a pretty good fucking sign.
And we were talking like before we started recording, like what's different? Like what are we doing?
Right. And you just said the only thing that's different is no Taves, no Kirby, and I was like, that's not how that works. Yeah. Like you don't lose two of your better players and then your power play gets better. That's impossible.
Explain it. I don't know.
I don't know either. Let's see. Like I was only able to listen to the game while I was at work, but it sounded like the Hawks played pretty well. You said that they didn't do the hottest during the first period.
Yeah, the first period they started off really slow. Especially that first 10 minutes, it was kind of like I was like, oh my God, we're about to lose to Detroit. Like I was not impressed. Like I was like, oh, do we want to sit here and watch this? But Patrick Kane had his power play goal. He's only 8 goals away now from 400 in his career.
Oh, he's only at 400. I thought he was over 400 at this point, but I guess that makes sense. He only just hit 1,000 points, so yeah.
But yeah, so then that happened. Then the second period, we had the DeHaan goal, which was just a fucking rocket.
Which on that goal, Ian Mitchell got his first NHL point.
Yeah, he has been looking so good.
Yeah, no, honestly, like the defensemen have not looked terrible. Like I know that it's not a very experienced group, like especially together, but like I like Ian Mitchell and I like Zadorov. I think Boqvist is like getting there. Like I don't know.
Mitchell only saw 13 minutes and 29 seconds of ice time though on Friday.
I don't know. I still like what Mitchell's been doing out there.
Yeah, and
he looks like he's been on a pro team for like years with the way that he handles the puck sometimes. Like it's crazy.
He was jumping up in a lot of rushes and stuff too. Like kids doesn't lack confidence, that's for sure.
No.
Another defenseman that's really been playing amazing is Murphy. He, especially on Friday, he was always right there. He was blocking shots. He was making the good plays to like get the puck out of the zone and all that. There was one play, I think, on the one goal Detroit scored that it was like, all right, he could have done that a little bit better, but
it was also Dylan Larkin made a nice move to the net, like just slipped it underneath like Mitchell's stick as he like tried to lay his stick down on the ice, and I was just like, oof. And then he just weighted Lankinen to going across and beat him under the arm or something like that too. But yeah, I mean, just even listening to the game, it sounded like the Hawks were like way more into it. Like it wasn't them backing down and playing defense like a shit ton, which is
they were definitely attacking. And then I think the highlight of the game had to be the power play goal from Shaw, where every single person on the ice touched that puck. And that was Shaw's first goal since I think it was November 7th of 2019.
Jesus.
So that's awesome.
Amazing.
Him back on the board. But
yeah, that play was insane. It was like, what was it? Kaner? Let's try and recall everything. It was like Kaner to like Keith, back to Kaner, over to like Strome.
It was Boqvist to Keith.
Okay.
To Kane, back to Keith, back to Kane, to Strome.
No, I don't think Strome was out there then because it was in DeBrincat to Kane to Shaw. It was just like tic tac, tic tac, tic tac, tic tac, Shaw in. And it was like, what the fuck? Watching that highlight was sick.
It almost looked like Shaw was gonna like almost kind of duffed it a little bit, but like I was like, oh my God, of course that's gonna get fucked. But no, it was. Oh, just the only thing. Eddie Olczyk scored his first goal against Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was good. I'm glad Lankinen got his first dub. The team looked good. They didn't let up 5 goals. It was, a good step in the right direction, And like that's the thing that they were saying like game one of the year. It's like it's probably going to take some of these teams like a few games to get into it, and I feel like the Hawks have gotten a little bit more into it. Like the lines are a little more settled. It's like Pew Suter on the first line with Kaner and DeBrincat, which I like that line way better than having Strome on it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You don't have like Kublik on the third line anymore here too. It's just it looks a lot better. Like it's fun, more fun to watch than those first few games for sure.
And everybody knew it. I mean, especially the Hawks losing Doc, losing Taves,
Yeah,
having 7 new players in the lineup from that wasn't playing with them last year.
not having a starting goalie basically.
Yeah, like it was going to take a long time for them to kind of gel. And I mean, I think they're a little bit ahead of schedule. Honestly, I didn't think they were gonna. It's early. It's only game 6, but
True, and it's against Detroit right now.
Right. Yeah, obviously. But I feel like they're showing signs that I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, but they're showing they can be competitive if they really truly want to, and they can keep it like I'm trying to say here.
They just keep themselves in it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be like a super bottom tier team like Detroit was last year with like barely 50 points, Mainly because we'll play teams like Detroit. That'll keep us from being at the bottom. But I don't know. And I guess I forgot like another thing too was kind of funny was Friday was like when they scored their first goal, that was the first lead that they had taken in a game so far this season. It was just
the second.
Was it a second?
Yeah, they had they had a lead, I think, for 71 seconds against Florida.
Oh, Florida. That's right.
Yeah. It was 71 seconds. It was their entire lead. And then
that's so funny. That was game 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we got the game going on right now, and Pew Suter's got 2, and by the time you listen to this, maybe he's got a Hattie.
2 goals.
Which would be great.
One's a power play, so he adds up to 6 straight games of power play goal.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the power play, why it's clicking so well, but I'm not going to be mad about it, We got Carl Soderberg's got his first game today. He's playing that third line, which I think is a great like third line on paper at least. Janmark, Shaw, and Soderberg.
Yeah.
But
man, Soderberg is so slow.
We'll see.
He doesn't need to be fast, but it's
right. It's not like he's got fucking Connor McDavid and like Nathan McKinnon on his line. Like,
yeah, just look at him, and it's like he is noticeably slow.
He's a big boy,
but he's a big boy. Throw his body.
And they got Zadorov out there with that line too. It's just like, okay, well, I guess and Murphy. It's like we're just playing defense this line. That's good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So Hawks, what else we got? We got
yeah. Well, I was just saying too, kind of thing. It's like if they can keep gelling like this a little bit, it kind of makes you feel a little bit more confident going into next year. Where hopefully we'll have Doc back. Hopefully Taves will be back, and you plug in those 2 guys. Maybe plug in a top 5 draft pick. Who knows?
Hey, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. The bar is still very low. I'm not having high expectations, but I feel a little bit better knowing that what they're going through right now is what they need to ultimately get back to the level where they were in during the dynasty era.
Yeah, man. I just wish that I'm fine with how it is right now because there's no change in it. I just wish that the Hawks would have treated the whole post dynasty a little bit differently, or just during it, and like they went more of like the Pittsburgh route where it was like you basically are forfeiting everything in your future just to maximize everything you have currently with Crosby and Malkin. And I feel like the Hawks didn't do anything like that with Kane and Taves. They've just kind of been like, okay, well, we got 3 and we're going to just make sure we're not going to be terrible forever. But it's like, I would rather just keep getting more and more and then go ahead and be terrible for fucking 10 years. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Bowman goes out and gets Andrew Ladd back, gives up a first round for that, mortgage the future there, where Pittsburgh goes out and they get Phil Kessel. Like,
Yeah, right.
like, come on.
It was all about getting the band back together rather than getting
Yeah.
complementary pieces.
Right. So,
But hey, you know what? I like the young talent that we have on this team, and I like Kurashev is looking great. Suter's looking great.
yeah.
I think those are really exciting players. And I was saying jokingly, I was like, hey, maybe we every year we should just sign whoever is the MVP of the Swiss League.
Yeah.
You get Kubalik and Suter working out.
They should just make that part of the award. Like, you win MVP, you get a contract with the Blackhawks. You get
Yeah. Yeah, if they have like an MVP, like a trophy ceremony over in Switzerland, and they hand you the trophy and then the contract you can sign if you want, right then there, it's just like, hey, here's your Blackhawk contract and your MVP trophy.
Oh man. Hey, it's not broke. Don't fix it. Let's go.
That's yeah, seriously. Like the scouts are. I don't know, man. The European scouts, they're the best. They need a raise.
Yeah. I mean, Kubalik,
And Panarin, Cahoon.
God.
Good shit. Well, yeah. All right.
So yeah, little quick updates. Coach Colleton mentioned that Siebes has been skating on and off for a little bit, but he says that he's still not near return. I don't know. I still keep getting the vibes that he's never playing again. I feel like they're just building a case for LTIR for him.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe. It sucks. I just find it hard to believe with double hip surgery. It was a double shoulder surgery too.
Yeah, something like that.
Now back issues. Like,
yeah, like the first day of training camp or some shit, he had started to get back issues. It just sucks because like I love Siebes.
Yeah.
And just to see just the way like his last games basically happened, you know, like they're just like, yeah, man, like you're getting scratched. And then it's like, okay, you should get those surgeries. And it's just like a really bad send off to me, really, you know, like I would love to see him play a few more games still.
Go off on his own terms.
Yeah, right. Like when Bickle like played his last game, you know, and they got into the shootout and he fucking got to take one of the shootout shots and fucking sniped. And it's just like, what a send off there, you know? But fucking, yeah, it was just kind of like, if he has played his last game, it's kind of like he didn't get to a send off. He just like faded away. It was just like a story of whether or not he's going to come back for like over a year, you know?
And is that like, I feel bad for him if they're not going to come out and say that he's done. So for how long he's got left on this contract, they're just going to play this like, oh, well, he's just, you know, not quite ready, you know, kind of thing. Like let the guy just go out. If you're not going to let him play again, tell us.
Yeah, he's got 3 more years on his contract after this year.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
God.
Hey, not his fault. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, not his fault at all.
That was just always with fans that hate on Seabrook for signing a contract he was given. Yeah, okay. It's not his fault. So I hope he comes back. I hope it's not the end of Seabrook. That's all I'm gonna say.
I didn't realize they have Zach Smith on IR too.
Yeah. Since the start of the season.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And then the other thing, speaking of waivers and not really getting the send off you want, Brandon Peary placed on waivers again by the Blackhawks again. Cleared waivers again.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, Brandon Peary can play in the NHL. Like, he can score goals. But like I was saying when they were making those moves and saying they wanted to go younger, it's like, if you're wanting to go younger, why are you bringing Brandon Peary in?
For a young player too.
Yeah. But I guess it made somewhat sense just to kind of have like a little bit more of like a cheap veteran. And like, he didn't look bad in like the first game against Tampa when he was playing with Suter and Kubalik. Like, they actually had a ton of shots and shit, but I think they brought Kurashev in, and Kurashev has looked fantastic. And they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna play Kurashev. So sorry, Brandon. And I was like, ooh, sucks, man. Suter and Kurashev have just what the fuck have just kind of like taken the reins and run with it, which is great. And that's this kind of shit you want to see from your young guys, you know?
Yeah. I just feel bad for Peary.
Yeah, right.
Anytime it was like, I have all the years, okay, this Hawks team, okay, this is my time. This is finally I get to play every day. No, fuck you.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see him again in the future. We'll see.
Yeah, because I mean he cleared waivers, so I'm assuming he's on the taxi squad.
Right.
Yeah, so
that's what I'm assuming as well. I'm not saying like you're right. Like I'm just like, yeah, that's probably what it is.
No, yeah. I would assume he's on the taxi squad, but I can also see them sending him to Rockford once their season gets going in next week.
Is that when I was about to ask when it was?
February 5th is supposed to be the start. They're only playing 30 games.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, and it's like the same thing. It's like they're only playing like the same like 4 or 5 teams too.
Just divisional teams.
Yeah. But
that makes sense. Well, yeah. Anything else for Hawks?
I was just about to ask you the same question.
I think that's about it. Unless there's anything brand new coming up on anything.
No,
I don't think so.
As of right now, on my screen, it is 2-1 Detroit or Chicago with 5 minutes left in the second.
Absolutely. And I hope they win this game, huh? All right.
Yeah, the game, we passed Detroit up in the standings. We aren't at the cellar anymore. Feel the confidence going. We got Nashville this week.
Hey guys, I want to take a second to talk about CMOC Hockey Training. CHT is hockey excellence personified for the Chicagoland area. Offering private lessons, group sessions, and skills clinics, CHT provides elite training for all ages. Visit their website, cmocht.com, Instagram page at cmoc_hockey_training, or email cmochockeytraining@gmail.com for more information on everything they have to offer.
Which will be interesting.
True. Speaking of Nashville, I wanted to talk about that literally real quick. Just going to NHL talk.
All right.
They got spanked by Dallas. Absolutely murdered. And I think that they didn't expect Dallas to come out as hard as they did. I don't think anybody expected Dallas to come out as hard as they did after being in COVID protocol and postponing games. But Jesus Christ.
What was that?
7-0. 7-0. And I think it said that they were 100% on the power play, like 5 for 5.
Oh my God, are you serious?
I'm not even kidding. It was something ridiculous. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I swear I saw it. Plus I think that before this game, like Eddie was talking about it, like how the Hawks are like third in the league and they're only behind Toronto and Dallas, and Dallas has like
2.5%.
They're what?
62.5%.
Oh, 62. Damn, I thought it was.
No, their PK is 100.
Oh, either way, whatever. They scored a shit ton of goals. Yeah, they won 7-0.
It was weird watching that game too because Dallas is one of the teams that has fans in the stands. And I was like, I'm finally used to there being nobody in the stands. So then watching a game that's got fans there, I'm like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, right.
And they had a decent amount too. Like,
yeah. See, the thing is, I don't know how safe that is. Like, I would love to go to a Hawks game, but it's like I'm glad like they're not doing anything crazy.
See, I would go if they do like the little hubs where it's like you get X amount of seats, and then there is, Connor Murphy. I see you do the fist bumps. I'm just looking at the screen.
I know, I don't want to say anything.
So if they do like the social distancing in the stands, I would go to a game in a heartbeat. If they come back and say, okay, 22,000 fans, let's go, come on in. Yeah, I will wait a little bit on that one.
Yeah, give me just the 300 little section to myself.
That would be dope.
Yeah, right. It'd be great. Fucking yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to going back to like games some point in the future. I don't know about if it's gonna happen this year though.
I don't think
I really don't think it'll happen, but
no. I think next season for sure.
mhm.
But yeah, this year, especially in Illinois, I don't think they're going to do anything. Even though everything's slowly like they're starting to open things up again out here. But I don't know. I still think they're going to be really strict with that. I think they're going to let baseball try this summer and see how they do it and how it works for them. And then I think that's going to pretty much set the pace for everybody else.
Yeah. Other big NHL news.
Where you want to go?
If anybody hasn't heard about it, big trade. Before this even happened, so in Columbus, Pierre-Luc Dubois was in rumors to being traded. He was unhappy in Columbus. Tortorella was playing him because he was okay. Like he said he was going to give it his all. Then he's just been clearly dogging it. And the other night, was it like Friday night?
Thursday night.
Yeah. He played about 4 minutes time on ice in the first period. Did absolutely dog shit.
His last shift was a straight up beer league shift.
Yeah, like it was brutal. Just skating around, moseying around, going to a puck in the corner, just standing straight up. Just gets bodied by pushed out of the way by like somebody way smaller than him.
Yeah.
And then just takes himself back to like the fucking bench and sits there for the rest of the game, all of the second period and all of the third period. And
what's even killer is there's footage of him on the bench the rest of the game, and he's joking around with the guys on the bench and all that kind of stuff. So that really pissed off. I was looking at a lot of Columbus like fan accounts, and they were like, "Trade this fucking guy right now."
Yeah,
like,
what kind of shit is that, man? And it's so crazy with the way that the rules of the league are set up, like with contracts and everything, like restricted free agents, to just stop playing to force a trade is like such a shit fucking thing. Like, I don't know.
You have no rights. You're gonna be an RFA. You're still gonna be under the control of that team. Like, just fucking play and hope maybe get yourself play yourself into a trade. A decent trade. I mean,
right.
It was a decent trade.
The team is trying to probably build around you, man. You're third overall. Like, I don't like. I know players like want to play in certain places, but like that's the whole point of having restricted free agency and like having like the younger guys being under control of teams is so that not everybody can just leave their team whenever they want to make teams less competitive. Like that's how you keep teams competitive, is that you get to retain those players until a certain age. But if your players just stop playing, it's kind of like, what the fuck, man?
Do you think the league needs to adjust that?
I don't know, man. I think that it helps with the parity of the league. Like you have like some teams that may not be playing so hot, and then they get like these really good young players, and like maybe those players like don't exactly like want to be in a place like Columbus, but that if the team's not going to get any better if every player is trying to fucking leave,
Yeah. Yeah,
and then
that hurts Columbus too, because like you said, they were definitely trying to build around that guy. They saw him as their top center.
He was the number one center,
Yeah.
like, and if your number one center, like your big guy is just giving up on your team, like what does that say for the rest of the guys on the squad? Like if I was sitting on that bench, like in between shifts, and he's just fucking sitting there joking around, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck are you laughing at? Like, kind of shit is this? Like, you want to fucking give up on the team? Fuck off. Like, get out of here. Like,
especially on a team that, despite not having superstars or like big name guys and all that, and who they lost when they lost Bob Panarin and all that, and Duchesne and all that, like they're still a competitive team. It's not like they're a dog shit, like we're losing every game, getting blown out. Like, no, they're still a playoff team. They're still a threat. I think once the playoffs start, they're a threat to do some damage and move on.
Yeah, I think the crazy thing is like everybody knew that like Bob and Panarin wanted to leave, but they didn't fucking give up.
Yeah, they still
Like
played.
but like the opposite is because like they knew they can be out in free agency. Like
Right.
that's
I was gonna say,
fine, but it's
yeah.
like they still didn't give up. Like they still were trying to fucking win games. Like they didn't want to just like lose and be like whatever. Like I'm out of here. See ya. Like
They
fucking
fucking
stupid shit.
swept Tampa.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. But so Dubois gets dealt to Winnipeg for another forward who wasn't very happy with his situation, but completely opposite situation. Patrick Laine wasn't happy with Winnipeg. I felt he felt he needed to change the scenery. But from what I've noticed, he still was putting the effort out there.
Yeah.
He wasn't quitting. I mean, his first game back, or his first game of the season had what, a goal or two
Two
goals and
assists.
assists and a
Yeah,
fucking
something like that.
fight.
Like did he have a fight early?
Yeah, he went up with a guy. I don't know if they actually fought, but like I remember he's all
Yeah.
bloody and stuff
If it
after.
was just like roughing or some shit.
Yeah, but like I mean, that's a big pickup I think for Columbus. It's the only thing that's going to suck is that he's not a center.
Right. That's the crazy thing to me. Like, but they got the trade itself is Dubois on a third in 2022, so not even this upcoming draft, and then for Laine and Jack Roslovic, and Roslovic was also asking for a trade out of Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Um.
And 26 or 27% salary retain on Laine.
Yeah, just to even out the
Cap.
salary, the caps. Which like I think is a pretty fucking like fair deal. Honestly, like the Columbus gets like a really good young scorer, but it's another winger, and they lose their number one center, and it's kind of like, what's the Columbus in losing number one centers drafted third overall, right?
Yeah.
Or was Johansson fourth overall? He might have been fourth overall. Either way, like first round high draft pick centers, and Columbus is like, yeah, you can have them. You can have them. Bring in Seth Jones and Patrick Laine. But I don't know. I don't know who they have. Max Domi, I guess, will be their first line center now.
Yeah, their centers, according to Cap Friendly, their centers are Foligno, Domi, Jenner, and Nash.
Maybe
They
just
also have
make Laine a center. Like he was a goalie when he first started playing hockey anyway. Just move him into a different position again.
he's still listed on the IR, so I'm very curious to see if he's legitimately hurt or if it was like a protection thing.
Yeah, I think it was just like an upper body injury, they said. But I think it's a pretty good trade. There was a one stat that I looked up or that I saw online that I was telling you. It's not really a stat as much as just a fact. And it was the last time two of the top three picks in a draft year have been traded for each other was in 1996. It was Brian Berard for Wade Redden. So number one for number two. And it was 25 years ago, exactly to the day of the Laine and Dubois trade, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
I think it's a really, really cool fun fact. Other than that, yeah, man, I think it's gonna be weird for both teams because now like Winnipeg has a lot of centers.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull up their team too.
They have Scheifele, who's clearly their number one center. Dubois now. They have Stastny. I don't remember who their third and fourth line centers are, but like I guess Stastny is going to be their third line center. I would assume like
Stastny, Scheifele, Adam Lowry,
Adam Lowry, yeah.
David Gustafson.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. And then they also Cap Friendly also list Andrew Kopp, Mason Appleton, Blake Wheeler, and Matthew Perot as a center.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They just have a ton of centers. I don't know. Somebody's going to play wing instead.
And then, but they also don't get Dubois for 7 days as he has to quarantine, which they got actually permission from the Canadian government to cut it down because it should have been 14 days.
Yeah.
So
I saw this other funny like quote online, or a quote, just somebody put it online that they're like, yeah, like Laine wants out of Winnipeg because he doesn't like it there, and Dubois wants out of Ohio because he doesn't like it there. And they're excited to get traded to each other, but literally they know that Winnipeg is the Ohio of Canada, and Ohio is the Winnipeg of Canada of United States. And it's like, that's fucking hilarious.
it's just like they're really not getting in much of a different situation. Like,
Right.
yeah, the cities are essentially the same. I mean, Columbus is a little bit warmer. They both got coaches that are tough on players.
Yeah, but like they're great coaches though too. You know,
Yeah.
like.
Oh, I gotta find that Eddie Lack quote again. That was hilarious. Eddie Lack, oh, this is going on, was talking about, he tweets out talking about Torts. And it's basically like, I don't understand why Torts gets all this hate. He's a great coach. The players love him. He's tough but fair. And I know what you're saying. Yeah, I should like him because he played me in the Heritage Classic, but I liked him too when he barely played me. So it's like, I love Torts. I wish if the Hawks were in a situation where they wanted to go for an experienced coach and they were making a run and Torts was available, I would not hate that.
Oh, absolutely.
Just for the press conferences alone.
I think there's a few coaches that no matter what, if the Hawks didn't have somebody and they were available, I wish they would go out and get them no matter what. And Torts is one, Trotz is another.
Yeah.
Because why not? Like they're same name, just fucking flipped around a little bit. And then Paul Maurice, I like you said, like he's just like Torts. Like those three coaches, I think were fucking awesome.
Trotz is a little like Coach Q, like very, very similar to Coach Q,
but he's so defensive. Like his team's just become a defensive powerhouse. It's insane.
Yeah, like everybody talks. Look what he did with Ovi. Dude was like a minus whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Even if you look at what he did with when he first got to the Islanders, like that team was bottom of the league in goals against average, and then the next season they were number one, and it's fucking crazy.
So that would be an interesting trade. Let us know who you think you won that trade. I personally think it is Columbus.
I think for right now it's Columbus, but I mean you'll see what happens with whatever happens with that draft pick though too.
Yeah,
because you never know if Winnipeg ends up doing pretty well in that Canadian division. Maybe that draft pick gets flipped for somebody at the trade deadline, and Winnipeg makes a little run or something, and then it's kind of like, hey, I think Winnipeg won that trade at that point.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's a time will tell, but a too early to tell prediction. I think Columbus got a little bit better of the deal.
Right.
But getting if Roslovic can put up as many points. I think he had like an off season last year. I didn't really look at his stats, but I remember seeing him on like being a decent little player when I was watching him.
He also signed a new deal, part of the trade.
Right away.
Yeah, it is a 2-year with a 1.83 cap hit. If I look at that right.
I think that's
cap hit. This year's cap hit's just over 2 million, and next year it's 1.83.
Oh, okay. So just like around 2 million.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah. So
that's neat.
Yeah, last year he put in 71 games, 12 goals, 17 assists for 29 points. He was a +4 with 12 penalty minutes. In the playoffs, he only played 4 games, 0 goals, 2 assists, and was a -1.
Yeah, probably playing like third or fourth line as well.
Yeah. So so it's kind of talking about Ovi in Washington, those damn Russians breaking COVID protocol in Washington. So each player, they were all what was it? They were hanging out in like a hotel room or something together.
I would guess.
Yeah, and so they were seen hanging out. They weren't wearing masks or anything like that. So they got put in COVID protocol, and that means they're missing 4 games, which I get it. I totally understand it, but on paper, it just looks so stupid. Like you're next to each other on the bench, you're in the locker room together, you're all this. So you go hang out in one of the guys' like hotel room, and then all of a sudden, oh no, you can't do that. Like, it's just, like we were texting, I totally understand it, but it's so stupid.
I think it doesn't, the thing that doesn't make sense about it, like even more so, other than the fact that like I understand trying to limit contact like from players in order to like keep that from happening, but I think if the players are already in like with each other, keep them together as much as possible, because then they're all accountable for each other. Like they know that the other person hasn't done anything and can't risk putting the team at like a danger for COVID. Like let them hang out. They're already fucking being like together on the bench, like you said. Like I don't know. It's just fucking. It's weird.
All right, I don't know what's going on in this intermission report. I just look up and they're showing the Blackhawks thing from Friday with the Native American thing that they did.
Yeah, they're just talking about it.
But then they flash up Washington football and Cleveland Indians, and I'm just like, and then they show our logo, and I'm just like, oh no, what are they saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just let the boys be boys. Let them hang out. Let them do what they need to do.
But it's also hilarious because this is such a Russian Washington thing to do. I'm surprised like Bobrovsky wasn't there and
right, like just random.
Aaron.
Oh man, but so I have one more like topic, and then I got one more little factoid. We do have a riding pine question I'm stealing from somebody else.
Oh yeah.
The topic is, it was announced on Friday that NBC Universal is going to be shutting down NBC Sports Network.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about too.
The end of 2021. So, and they're moving some of their sports from NBC Sportsnet to USA Network, but the USA Network is not going to become a sports channel. They're just going to carry some of the stuff over. Don't know how that's going to work.
Let's get some Nickelodeon NHL games like they just did an NFL game. So
it's hilarious. I freaking would love to see them do that, actually.
I honestly would hate it because I watched that football game because it was the Bears.
Yeah.
And just the way that like they tried to like explain certain things in the like that were happening during the game to like make it appeal more to kids. I was like, oh my fucking God. This is... you imagine little Sheldon pops up. He's like, offsides this way. The player goes. I'm just like, oh fucking shut up, please. Oh my God.
Can you imagine every time a goal scored and they just did the slime graphic all over like the goalie that let up the goal? That'd be fucking awesome.
No. It's the worst.
I mean, I think that pretty much is gonna signal on the end of NBC and the NHL, because I mean the NHL's TV contract's up after this year.
Yeah.
They're looking for that. If they're going to be losing a whole channel, the whole point is NHL wants more exposure. They want to get on more screens. So you're taking away your sports channel and you're putting it on USA Network, which they said they're not making a sports channel. They have a lot of, reality shows on there. They put wrestling on USA Network. So then they also have to find a way to put like NASCAR, NHL, soccer, all that. That's not going to work. So I think NHL is going to go back to ESPN, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, if they do, that's part of. I think. Yeah, I mean, ESPN is owned by like Disney, isn't it?
Yeah, Disney. So then
it would be like ABC.
Yeah, ESPN, ABC, Disney
FX.
Channel.
It says FX is on there too. Weird.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they'd be closing that, shutting down that channel.
I don't know. Isn't it? So it used to be Versus, or it was the Outdoor Network, right?
Outdoor Living Network or something like that.
And then it was Versus, and then NBC bought it and made NBC Sportsnet.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, like, is it because of like COVID? Like they haven't had like live games to like play on NBC Sportsnet, so it just kind of like went down the fucking hill, and they're like, oh, well, let's get rid of it now. But like, what was it playing like during the whole pandemic? Like, what was on NBC Sportsnet? Like, I have no fucking clue. I didn't
watch it.
I never looked at it.
I had no reason to put it on because there's nothing on there. But it's kind of weird though, because I mean everything's starting to come back. Like
Yeah.
soccer's back. The Premier League is like back full swing. I know,
Oh.
but that's what they play on there. NASCAR's been back. NHL's coming back. So it's like, why now? Like, okay, why didn't you do like shut it down when there was nothing playing? Like, it just makes no sense why you decide to do that now when things are picking back up.
Right. And I don't know. What if it gets bought out now by ABC Sportsnet?
Oh my God. I'm also thinking about maybe Fox might even, because they have FS1, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh my God. See the robots back? Robots and the glow
from
the 90s.
Okay. The glow puck. Oh my God, no. I mean, they have the tracker puck. But they you saw that too. Like they're actually taking the tracker puck away from play because it's been like feeling different than what the normal pucks are.
Yeah, which I'm like, that's kind of fucked. At least they found it out quickly. Like it wasn't.
How hard is it to like compare pucks? Like you just hold you fucking hold them. Like have somebody play around with them.
Before the game started. Game started, figure that shit out. But
yeah. Weird.
So that's my little factoid that I saw was kind of interesting. Last night, Carey Price picked up his 350th career win at 33 years and 160 days old. He's the 5th youngest goalie to reach that mark in NHL history.
Way to go, Carey Price.
Really random factoid, but he's on my fantasy team, so I got to take an interest in him now. So,
yes.
But yeah. So, like we said, like kind of a lot to talk about, but not really. It's all been kind of like bigger stuff. Was there anything else?
No, I think that's about it.
No. All right. So I said I'm stealing a riding pine question.
You're riding the pine pony, pal.
So this one I'm taking from our buddy Frank at Hockey Illuminati. He posted this question on their Instagram account at Hockey Illuminati. Give him a follow if you don't, but I feel like everybody in the hockey community is starting to follow that guy. The question is, if you could clone any player from the 90s and place them on your favorite team today, who would it be? Rules are no Gretzky, no Lemieux, and I think for the sake of our argument, we're going to say no Blackhawks.
I'd probably say I would probably add Jágr to that list just because the Hart Trophy was won by him, Lemieux, and Gretzky for like 15 years.
Yeah, we'll put Jágr on there too.
Well, do you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
Go ahead.
I immediately popped in my head was Pavel Bure. Pavel Bure was fucking sick. And I would have loved to have him on this team right now.
Fuck, that is a good one.
He's so good, and he was so fast, and just absolutely dynamic. It's a great word.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. Let me find out. I can. Possibly not. Oh shit! I put Hall of. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and he was one of the 100 greatest NHL players in history. So.
Yeah, he was so good.
Who is Paul Bure's wife?
It's the chick from Full House.
Is it what? No. Alina Kashanova? Oh, baby. All right. Who was yours? Yeah, Mark just scored.
Yeah, I saw that. Look at 13, baby. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm torn between two.
Mm-hmm.
Sergei Fedorov and Peter Forsberg.
Yeah, okay. It's like shit. Sergei Fedorov and Pavel Bure are pretty similar, but I think like Fedorov is like way better.
Yeah, plus he's got
but I don't know, man.
The white Nike skates too.
Yeah. I think all three of those are Jesus.
But you also got to think
Better
about
off.
it's like I was trying not to go obvious because you could always say Stevie Yzerman, Joe
Yeah.
Sakic,
Yeah. There's so many good 90s players, man. Holy
Eric
shit.
Lindros, John LeClaire.
Hmm.
God,
And those are just players from like 2-3 teams.
right?
That's fucking hilarious.
Insane. Yeah. So I think, I know I'm gonna probably lock in. I'm gonna lock in Forsberg just because
What about, let's see, like what about like a defenseman?
defenseman. See, the one that kind of came to mind was but he technically played for the Hawks in the 90s, so that didn't work. I was gonna say Chelios, but
Yeah. I mean, he technically played for the Hawks in the 90s. He did play for the Hawks in the
yeah,
90s.
I know, but he also played for the Wings was 99. Never mind. So yeah, you're right. Lindstrom was one, but he played in the early 2000s too.
Which is also just a part of the 3 teams that we've mentioned.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Oh, Mike Modano, another one.
Adano,
yeah. Scott Stevens.
Yeah. I was gonna say Stevens, like Al McInnes.
Oh fuck, McGinnis with a fucking clap on with his wooden twig.
Yeah. That'd be pretty neat.
What about goalie?
Oh, I was gonna say Hasek, but you said no Hawks. But I mean, he was on the yeah.
He had a cup of coffee with the Hawks in the 90s.
Can't say Belfour either.
Can't say Belfour. What about like Mike Richards?
What?
Mike Richter. What is it?
Richter?
Yeah, Richter. God, almost with the whole episode without fucking up a name.
Yeah, and he's an American, which is really funny.
Yeah. Ulf Cole.
Yeah, you could say like Richter, Van Beesbrook. I'm trying to think of like who else.
Potvin.
Yeah. Broder, I guess. I've never liked Broder though. No. And Wah. I don't like either of them. As a goalie, I don't like Wah or Broder.
Who are like icons that you should be like.
Yeah, I was a big Hasek guy.
Chris Osgood.
Yeah, Chris Osgood. He got in a fight with Wah. That was pretty great.
Oh yeah. So let us know what player from the 90s you would want on your favorite team. And if I'm assuming most of you guys are Hawks fans, so you cannot pick somebody from the Hawks in the 90s.
Yeah. If you want to go crazy, give us your favorite third and fourth liners as well.
Build us a full team, break down your lines, your power play, your penalty kill.
Yeah.
And just go all out.
No Hawks.
Yeah. Do you got anything else?
No, that's it. I don't know if you know that The Office is streaming on Peacock though, but
God. Which I also find hilarious that most people have Peacock that they don't realize it, and they're bitching about Netflix taking it off. Like, just go look at on fucking Peacock. You have Xfinity, it's free.
I don't have Xfinity,
so you can bitch. But
get out of here.
It's also on Comedy Central.
Yeah, it's on every fucking day.
But yeah, so that was episode 121. We calling it the Distraction 2.
Hey, Hawks are up 4-1 again. So let's go.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Again.
Let's just call it episode 121. Thanks for coming, Detroit.
All right, we'll call it that.
As long as they can hold on for this next 16 and a half minutes.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this and you notice the title is completely different, that means very bad happened in the last 16 minutes of this game.
Yeah. All the joy got sucked out of it.
Yeah. So yeah, as always, make sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube. Go on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review, 5 stars, 1 star. Tell us what you think about us. Let us know how we're doing. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow everything, blah blah blah, follow the Instagram, all that good shit. Yeah, so for Tanner and myself, we'll catch you on the next one.
All right. See you later, boys. Love you. Bye.